This morning, we're talking about money mindset, which, like I said, is the second most asked question from leadership on what they can do to help their team. So when we're talking about money mindset, we're going over the 5 ways to get rid of a toxic money mindset. And the first thing that we need to do is we need to look at how we look at money. Do you look at it as a tool? Do you look at it as something that you have to have? Stephanie and I, when we were going through bankruptcy and filing for all the things that we were losing, it was one of those things where when you think about money, money is like oxygen. When you have it, everything's great. But the moment that it's gone, you start panicking. You can probably hold your breath for about a minute, but after that, your body starts freaking out. Same thing happens in your mind with money. So how do we change a toxic money mindset? Well, the first part is you have to learn to trust yourself and the value that you bring. So you've gotten to where you are in your business based on the tools and the knowledge and the information and the work that you've put in to get where you are. So trust yourself that you have the ability to continue on learning, growing, working, and creating more. So you need to make sure that your success is not a fluke, because I know a lot of leaders that when they get to where they're at and they get to a plateau and they peak and then all of a sudden they're stagnant, it's because of the fact that they have a thought that it was a fluke. It was something that just happened. When instead you should look at the things that you've learned and the work that you've put in and know and trust yourself that you can go out and do it and create it again. You've gotten this far, you can create success again and more success with the stuff that you learn on top of the foundation of what it took to create what you have. Number 2, believe you are successful enough to give back. Guys, giving back is a heart of everything that we do. And so you need to realize that it's not going to happen sometime in the future. A lot of times people think, well, when I hit this goal, I'll start giving back. When I start making this amount of money, I'll give back with my time. I'll give back with my money. Guys, start today. Look at what little things you can do today and start creating a habit of giving back, no matter how small it is, because what that will do is that will help you start moving forward and through the thought process that you have about money. Because think about this, when you all of a sudden start giving, it releases the blessings that God has for you. So when you look at what you're doing, it doesn't matter how small it is, start giving back now and start giving back today, because a scarcity mindset of holding on to everything will absolutely keep you from growing past and beyond where you want to go with your money mindset. Number 3, be mindful about your language and money. So what are the things that you say about money? Do you say that you never have enough, or you're always burning through everything at the end of the month and there's more month than there is money? Excuse me. You have to be careful about the words that you speak. We talk about that all the time. The things that you say become true. So start changing the language that you have around money, because here's the truth. Your subconscious mind hears what you say and it doesn't know whether or not it's true, but it locks it in as truth. So if you're constantly saying negative things about money, that you're not worth a certain amount or you can't make a certain amount, guess what ends up happening? Your mind programs you to not find ways to make it. But when you add one specific word to what you're doing, that word is yet. So you can say, I don't have the money, but now instead you're going to say, I don't have the money yet. I want this car and I don't have the money for the car yet. That little word will automatically transform your subconsciousness to start looking and thinking that it hasn't happened, but it will happen. And you will start looking for ways to create that reality. So today, make sure you're thinking and using the word yet anytime you have a negative word come out of your mouth about money and finances. Add yet to it, and that will disarm that and reprogram your mind to look for it. Number 4, build your emergency fund. Guys, this is one of the most foundational things in money management. And, you hear Dave Ramsey talk about it in his baby steps, is you have to build $1,000 emergency fund. And here's the statement that you might have heard, might not have heard. If money can solve it, it's not truly a problem. And that's the truth. There are things out there that money can't solve, money can't buy, but the majority of problems can be solved with money, and therefore they're not a problem. So the interesting thing is not having $1,000 emergency fund can cause non-problems to become insurmountable problems. I mean, think about that. If you don't have any money in the bank and your refrigerator goes out, well, what's the next solution? You're going to have to use a credit card. You're going to have to finance. You're going to have to pay more than what it was. You're going to have the stress of not having a refrigerator because you don't have the money. When you do this small baby step of creating $1,000 emergency fund, what it does for you emotionally that transforms your outward physical abilities is it gives you a sense of peace and security. So now you can go through life knowing that if something small arises, it is no longer a problem. It's solved. You can take care of it. And then when something does arise, work as hard as you can to replace that and fill up that emergency fund as you go. The next step beyond that is getting a 6-month emergency fund. What that will do is that will give you complete peace of mind that in case something happens, you have the ability to weather a storm. And finally, the 5th thing that you need to work on to get rid of a toxic mindset is you need to work on your belief in the word abundance. I say this all the time. As an entrepreneur, you have to think about abundance because we don't live in a dog eat dog world as most people think. Most people's mindset of scarcity is that there is a pie and there's only a certain piece of the pie that you get. And in order for me to get a bigger piece of the pie, I have to make your piece of the pie smaller. If you as an entrepreneur and a business owner, as a leader, understand that you have the capacity to go build more and make more pies, you're not worried about fighting over one pie. You have the ability to go out and create more. So you have to understand that your thought processes on abundance can dramatically change the way that you think and act and work towards money. The other thing you have to understand is we don't serve a God of one or the other. He's not lacking in any way. We serve a God of both and more. He is a God of abundance, outpouring and overflowing, shaken down, stir. You will have more than enough when you start to think, act, and give out of abundance. So guys, I hope these helped today. Let's go ahead and recap. 1, learn to trust in yourself and the value that you bring. 2, believe you are successful enough to give back. 3, be mindful about the language that you have about money. 4, make sure and go out and build that emergency fund as fast as you can. And 5, work on your belief in the word abundance and how it applies to your life. Guys, I hope this helped you change and shed that toxic money mindset. Go out and make it an amazing day. And I hope your day is as awesome as you are. See you guys.